In this session, we are going to see something about customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction. In one of our previous sessions, we saw something about customers' perception of quality. When a customer will be satisfied? A customer will be satisfied on having good product features. When I talk about good product features, it is classified into three different types. The three different types are the basic features, then the performance features, and then the excitement features. These are all the three different types of features which a customer will see in a product. Now, when I talk about the basic features of a product, basic features, it involves expectation of the consumer to have, expectation of the consumer to have in the product, which gives a basic requirements as required by the consumer. In other words, it might be the stated needs, which is simply the needs stated by the consumer. The basic features of the product which they see in a particular product is very important. The satisfaction level in this is enhanced if performance exceeds expectation in this particular thing. For example, good voice clarity in mobile phones. Good voice clarity in mobile phones is one of the features. Then when you talk about the performance features, it involves features typically spoken by the consumers. The customer satisfaction is directly related to the degree of achievement, where S directly proportional to A, where S is the satisfaction level and A is achievement, degree of achievement of a good performance. And when I talk about performance features, performance should increase the expectation for the next version of the product. This is what the performance feature should make sure of it. And when I talk about excitement features is something which the customers normally do not expect. Customers do not expect this. These excitement features, they are basically extra functions or convenience features which the consumer has. It makes the product pleasant to the consumer, consumers. For example, if buying a perfume gives the consumer another perfume for no cost, then it excites him. Likewise, if buying a mobile phone buying a mobile phone with 3G facility gives him 4G also, excites him. These are all the examples of excitement features. Now, to look into this customer satisfaction, we are going to look into a model called Kanos model. Kanos model, which is for customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction. What is this Kanos model? Kanos model is a representation of customer satisfaction. Representation of customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction relative to the product features, which I mentioned in the previous slide. Relative to the product features. What do I mean by this? The product features are matched with product features or matched with customer satisfaction level. Satisfaction level. Now let us see this as a graph. This is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. X-axis and y-axis. Here the customer is dissatisfied in this region, and when it goes up, it is customer is satisfied, and then here requirements are satisfied, and here you have requirements not satisfied. This is the spoken and expected requirements. This is the spoken and expected requirements which the consumer has. This line represents that, and this line represents, this is the innovations here. This represents the innovations, and this represents unspoken but expected requirements. Unspoken but expected requirements in this. The customers in this region are called as exciters, and they quickly become expected, and here it is early identified, typically performance related, and this is known, this area is known only to experienced users. This model basically represents three different areas of customer satisfaction. Three areas, as we saw in the graph. The first area is represented by a diagonal line, which represents explicit requirements. It is an explicit requirements which is represented by the diagonal line in the Kanos model graph. The explicit requirements include both written or verbal requirements, and they can be easily identified, expected to be met, and basically performance related. Customer satisfaction is simple. Customer satisfaction is simple in this particular region. This is the first area which talks about explicit requirements. The next area, the second area talks about innovations. It talks about innovations shown by the curved line. This is the innovation part as shown by the curved line, and here return instructions of the consumer. Return instructions are consumer or purposefully vague here, or purposefully vague. Why? Purposefully vague. Why? To avoid stifling new ideas. During evaluation of the concept. These are rather unexpected features, so they excite the consumers. Generally, innovations are basically unexpected, so they excite the consumers, but it quickly becomes expected. Example is Apple. At the first iPhone 1 or the iPad release, the consumers were excited with its quality and other features, but now it has become a compulsory fact to expect the same quality or a better quality from the same Apple. And now the third area, and it is the most significant area, represents unstated or unspoken requirements here. The consumers may be unaware about these requirements because they don't know it, because only experienced buyers know certain requirements because they have been using the similar kind of products in their lifetime. Or they may even assume such requirements will be provided. They will not tell it openly, but they will assume that such requirements will be provided. For example, when if you think tamper glass will be provided with a mobile phone, then it is unspoken but expected. So the Kanos model tells you about the customer satisfaction levels and the areas of customer satisfaction which the company should keep in mind before bringing out some products or some services which will delight the customers and make them satisfied enough to buy the company's products. With this, we will conclude customer satisfaction, and in our next session, we'll come out with yet another interesting topic. Till then, have a nice day.